Good afternoon, everyone. How are we? I see that there's been lots of people here well before I have. Brooke and Casey, looks like you're having a grand conversation. You had a good day today. Have you had a good week? Let me see who else we've got. Oh, Annie, good afternoon to you. Annie, good afternoon to Brooke and to Casey again. And Kingsley, good afternoon to you. How are you? We've got Lucy. Good afternoon, Lucy. But Mr. Hall, who says hello to everyone. Sugash, Lavanya, and Hamsia, good afternoon. How are you, folks? I hope you're doing well. Sarah says, I hope my girls have worked hard this week. They certainly have, Sarah. I've been checking in on them from time to time, and all they're ever doing is working hard in the studio. So I hope that puts your mind to rest a little bit. Hello to Kelly, Aidan, Oliver, and Isaac. Good afternoon. We can see the World Cup in the background there. It's not the real World Cup, but it is pretty cool. Hi, Seb. Good afternoon. Do you know, anytime I do a YouTube video and you come along, Seb, it always makes me think of your amazing snails from back in March, April, May time. Do you remember? I used to love talking about those. I've jumped over a few people there, haven't I? Oh, Miss Cole, good afternoon. Mr. Roland, Jacob, Adam, Emily, Ollie, and Louise, good afternoon. Jake and Lily May, good afternoon. Joshua, I am so sorry about your CBeebies apps, but Mum says that they're all good now and they're back on your iPad. I was trying to save a little bit of space and I didn't realise those awesome CBeebies apps got caught in the crossfire. So I do apologise. I hope everything's okay now. Miss Tumulty, good afternoon. And we've got Mrs. Watson. We've got Sowerby, good afternoon. We've got Lottie. Lottie, I noticed you were trying to get one of your sisters on camera before, but it was pretty blurry and I couldn't see who it was that you were trying to embarrass. It looked like they got embarrassed. Let me know who it was, and I'll give them a little shout out. I think that's where we're up to for now. So, good afternoon. Thank you for joining us, everyone, for our celebration assembly. As always, I'm going to get straight into it. I'm going to start with our resilient readers. Let me just do a little bit of a sound check. Have I got drums? I have got drums. Have I got cheering? I have got cheering. Fantastic. Let me have a look, because I tell you what I don't have the stars of the week actually up on a tab anywhere. It's not a good start, is it? There we go. I've got something amazing, pretty amazing to tell you and show you a little bit later in the show, if it's a show. Something around, let me see if I can do a quick flash. Something that has something to do with that. Can you see what it was? If you didn't, tough. You won't be getting another one until I tell you about it later, which will be after our start of the week. But as I said, I'm going to start with Remarkable Reader. I hope all of you, Remarkable Reader, got your books from Miss Hay on Monday. I'm told you did. Well done to you, and I hope that they've been used already and you're enjoying the stories that your teachers pick for you. I'm going to start nursery this week for our first Remarkable Reader. And we have a young lady who has been reading We're Going on a Bear Hunt to all of her friends in nursery sometime this week. And that young lady is Olivia Maxwell. Well done, Olivia. You are our first Remarkable Reader this week for reading We're Going on a Bear Hunt to your friends in nursery. Congratulations. I absolutely love that story. So you will be getting a book from our reading robot chosen for you from your teachers, and that will be coming to you next week, courtesy of our fantastic courier service, which comes from the wonderful Miss Hay. Well done to Olivia, first out of the hat. Reception, another young lady, this time for remarkable tricky word knowledge. They are tricky words in those phonic phrases, aren't they? We have Inesa. Well done, Inesa. You are a remarkable reader for your fantastic work on tricky words. You join Olivia so far. Your certificate will be with you really soon, but you will be getting a book delivered early next week. Congratulations, Inesa, and to Olivia. Moving on to Miss Taylor's Year 1 class. We have a young man who's been putting 100% effort into his Oxford Reading Buddy work. I love Oxford Reading Buddy, you know. I'm a big fan, of course, of having books in your hand and reading real books. But where that's not possible or you want something different, then going on to Oxford Reading Buddy is amazing. So many amazing stories, and the quizzes and other bits and pieces on there are fantastic. So a huge well done to Miss Taylor's remarkable reader, which is Jake Brownell. Well done, Jake. You join Anais and Olivia as a remarkable reader this week for your fantastic efforts on ORB, Oxford Reading Buddy. Your certificate and your book will be with you very, very soon. What a wonderful start. Mrs. Brown's Year 1-2 class, another young man to balance it up, 2 and 2. We have someone who's been remarkable, quite simply, in his reading tasks this week. So every reading task this week, this young man has been a superstar, according to Mrs. Brown and the Key Stage 1 staff, and that young man is Riley Bruce. Congratulations, Riley. You are a remarkable reader. Your certificate and the book will be coming to you really, really soon. Mrs. Dixon's class, another young lady, this time for amazing dedication to reading and being so brave that she recorded herself reading a story. We do love it when you record yourself reading, even if it isn't one of your tasks during the day. If you want to record yourself reading a story and send that to us on Seesaw so we can get feedback, just go and do it. We absolutely love doing that. And I've loved seeing some of our videos this week. In fact, I sent an email not too long ago to Miss Cole about her room on the broom video, and she wore a witch hat, and it was absolutely brilliant. I love watching that. So if you want to read your videos, read your books and record it and send it to us, please do, because we absolutely love seeing those. But this young lady has been doing that. Her amazing dedication to reading and recording herself, and it is, Sarah, you'll be pleased because it's for Eliza. Well done, Eliza Bland. You are a remarkable reader for your amazing attitude and recording yourself read. Your certificate's coming, and so too is another book, so you can read your new book to us over Seesaw as well. We've got a remarkable reader in Miss Thompson's class, who a remarkable reader I've already announced is going to be really pleased with, because they might be related. The reason is that this young lady's been doing lots of extra reading in her spare time at home, and another young lady who's been sharing it with us. Anessa, it's your sister, Shana. Well done, Shana. You are Miss Thompson's remarkable reader this week for all your amazing reading. And just like Eliza, you've been sharing it with us as well. So congratulations to you. And just like the others, your certificate is on its way to you. And so too is a brand new book from our reading robot early next week. Mrs. Slinger has chosen a young lady for wowing us with her outstanding reading comprehension skills. So lovely this, isn't it? You can see the progression. We've got tricky words early on. We've got lovely fluency in recording themselves reading. And now we've got reading comprehension. So not just being a good reader, but also really understanding and getting in between the lines of text as well. Who is it you say? It's Olivia Blackburn. Well done, Olivia. Mrs. Slinger and the Phase 2 team have chosen you this week as a remarkable reader for wowing everyone with your exceptional reading comprehension skills. And just like Shana, Eliza, Riley, Jake, Anessa, and Olivia, you'll be getting a certificate and a book really, really soon. Well done to you, Olivia. Another young lady on the list, this time for Miss Tumulty's class, for expressive reading on Seesaw and sharing a beautiful story with us. Now, I've seen lots of videos from this young lady since last lockdown, way back in March, not just reading stories, but also other videos using clips and iMovie and things. And that expression, the word that Miss Tumulty's used on this occasion, I would absolutely say is pinpoint as a description for Grace Eilertson. Grace, congratulations. You're a remarkable reader. Your expression is excellent. And I remember sharing one of your videos in the summer, just before we departed, where you'd said thank you to your teachers and something else to do with learning. And it was brilliant. I remember thinking your expression then was amazing. So well done to you, Grace. You are a remarkable reader. So too is another young lady in Mr. Hall's class for doing lots of extra reading this week as part of the remote offer. And they are one of the, quickly, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, one of the last 10 people to comment in the comment section. Can you see it? Oh no, there's a few more now. They're not the last 10 anymore. I'm just going to tell you who it is. It's Leah Rawlinson. Well done and congratulations, Leah. You are a remarkable reader, according to Mr. Hall, Tim, and the other Phase 3 staff, for all of the extra reading that you've been doing. Well done. And we know that all that extra learning on top of what is already a huge learning offer, that's going to make a huge difference for you and the progress you make in your reading. Well done, Leah. Great to see you on the list. Mrs. Frost has a young man to try and balance up the gender divide here this afternoon for getting stuck in with every reading task this week and making great inferences. So inference we find is one of the hardest skills when reading, especially in Phase 3. There's lots that they have to do when they sit their tests, if and when they ever come back anywhere, has to do with inference. That's really getting in between the lines and thinking about what an author is trying to tell us without actually telling us literally. It's a very difficult skill, but a fun one to work on. I know Mrs. Frost really loves doing inference tasks. I'm not surprised to see she has chosen this young man for this reason. Mrs. Frost's remarkable reader is Harley McClurg. Well done, Harley. You join Leah, Grace, Olivia, Shana, Eliza, Riley, Jake, and Nessa, and Olivia Maxwell, Olivia Blackburn, 2 Olivias. As a remarkable reader this week, your certificate is coming soon, and you'll get a book early next week. Well done, Harley. Great to see you on the list. And also great to see this young man on the list, chosen by Mr. Watson, Tim, and the Phase 3 team for finding 4 famous stories within our class text. It is Matthias Wilmot. Well done, Matthias. Amazing to see you on the list. You are a remarkable reader for finding 4 famous stories within the class text. And also your attitude generally towards learning whilst you've been in school has been really, really good this week. You join Harley, Leah, Grace, Olivia Blackburn, Shana, Eliza, Riley, Jake, and Nessa, and Olivia Maxwell as a remarkable reader this week. Let's give them a huge round of applause. I'm looking around because I can't see my sound effect. Oh no, it's been dreadful. Here it is. Yay! Congratulations. Well done, boys and girls. Remember, your certificate will be with you really, really soon, and your reading book from the Remarkable Reading Robot will be with you early next week, courtesy of the amazing Miss Hay. So, stars of the week. I'm going to mix it up. I'm going to go back to nursery this time, and I'm going to tell you that there's been a young lady in nursery who has painted a wonderful picture of a snowman. I certainly have. Shall I tell you who it is? It is Emily Walker. Well done, Emily. You in nursery are our first star of the week for your absolutely amazing picture of a snowman. Congratulations to you. Your certificate will be with you very, very soon, probably via Marvelous Me. You're the first name out of the hat. Well done. You are a star this week. Congratulations, Emily. In reception, Mrs. Jones and Mrs. Charlton and the reception team, and of course Tim, have chosen another young lady who has been putting 100% effort into her home learning activities and has been just like, oh, here he is. He's never too far away, this guy here, for being just like Tim. So huge congratulations to Brianna. Well done, Brianna. You join Emily as a star this week for your 100% effort in your learning activities and for being just like Tim. Your certificate will be with you very, very soon, if it's not already there, that is, on Seesaw. Congratulations. And well done for being just like superstar Tim. In Miss Taylor's class, we have another young lady, this time for putting 100% effort into all of her work. This is amazing. This is very similar reasons, aren't they? Lots of effort going into work because we know that things get really hard, and very, very rarely do we give out Star of the Week for being the best at maths or the best artist or the best at riding a bike or doing PE. It's not about that for us. It's about the effort and the attitude and the motivation and trying really, really hard. And this young lady has been doing that this week. It is Willow McClurg. Well done, Willow. You join your brother for getting certification this week. He was a remarkable reader. You, Willow, are a star this week for your amazing effort in your work that's sometimes been at home, mostly been in school. Congratulations to you. You join Brianna and Emily so far. Have we got a boy next? We haven't. Mrs. Brown and Tim have chosen another young lady, this time for completing all of her tasks with cheerfulness and always giving 100%. There's that phrase again, that huge effort, that 100%. So Mrs. Brown and Tim have chosen Charlotte Watson. Well done, Charlotte. You're a star this week, just like Willow, Brianna, and Emily, for 100% effort and for completing all of the tasks that you've been given when you've been in school. Congratulations to you, and your certificate will be with you really, really soon if it's not already there. I can tell you that in Mrs. Dixon's class, Mrs. Dixon and Tim have chosen a boy. Yes, they have. For remarkable, and remarkables in big capital letters as well, which is always really powerful. For remarkable presentation about Neolithic man. I've seen this piece of work. It's absolutely brilliant. The star of the week in Mrs. Dixon's class is Mackay Johnson. Well done, Mackay. I hope you're watching, because I hope this goes to show you that engaging and working really hard, even when you're at home, brings really good rewards. Well done. Your work on Neolithic man was excellent and fully deserved of the Star of the Week title. Well done to you, Mackay. You joined Charlotte, Willow, Brianna, and Emily so far as a star this week. We have a boy in Miss Thompson's class as well who is a star this week for a fantastic piece of geography work explaining the different biomes of the world. And again, I got some time this afternoon to have a lovely look around the greatness that is Seesaw. There's so much amazing work. When you look at all of the different classes, all the way from reception up to year 6, and look at all of the work on offer, it is absolutely amazing. And this stood out for me. I saw this piece of work and I absolutely agree with Miss Thompson and Tim that it's a fantastic piece of geography work. Who is it, you say? Well, I'll tell you. It's Lucas Cooley. Well done, Lucas. I know that your sister is in the chat, so no doubt near you. You're a star this week, Lucas, for your amazing geography work and explaining to us what biomes are. Well done to you. And that's going to put you in a great position, because in year 6, and Brooke will be able to tell you this, you will do biomes again. So you're already on your way to be a superstar in year 6. Congratulations to you, Lucas. Your certificate will be with you really soon, if it's not already there. Another young man, this time in Mrs. Slinger's class, and for exceptional jungle journal writing and all-round remarkable attitude towards his learning. Do you know, I am so pleased to see this on the list, because I think it was yesterday or the day before that this young man's mum was on Twitter saying how proud she was of the fantastic effort that he'd been putting in. And I commented back and saying you should absolutely be proud, because the work that's coming in, including attitude, but also the quality, is absolutely amazing. And this just rounds it off and shows that we all are in agreement that Jay Smith is a superstar this week. Well done, Jay. You're a star this week. Your work has been absolutely phenomenal, and you rightly will be receiving your certificate very, very shortly, if it's not already there on Seesaw. What an amazing week. This is brilliant. Miss Tumulty, another young man. We've balanced the books now, have we not? For listening positively to teachers' feedback and showing amazing perseverance towards editing his work. What a fantastic reason to be Star of the Week. So not only doing the work, but then listening to constructive feedback and actually doing some edits to make it even better. And something I know this young man has been working on as well since his time started in year 4. Miss Tumulty and Tim have chosen a Mr. Jackson McCormick. Well done, Jackson. You are a star this week for not just doing your learning tasks, but for listening very, very well to the feedback that's been given to you and doing something about it. And that is probably the single most powerful part of learning, not just doing it, but actually being conscious enough to listen and do something that makes it even better than it was. Well done to you, young man. Thoroughly deserving of the title this week, and your certificate will probably already be with you. Or if not, it'll be there soon. Mr. Hall has chosen a young lady for having a Tim-tastic attitude towards her home learning this week. And what I really like about this young lady is I know that she's had some tough times this week, but what she's done is she's told us. She's got onto Seesaw and she said, Mr. Hall, I'm really struggling with this. Can you give me a little bit more help? Mrs. Frost, Mr. Watson, Mrs. Dowie, please help me. I don't understand this. I don't understand that. And we've been able to have that conversation. And although she has been struggling at times, she's never, ever stopped giving 100%. So not Mrs. Frost, not yet. Mr. Hall and Tim have chosen Lily Brooks as Star of the Week. Well done, Lily. You are a star for your perseverance this week, which is a word that was used just before for another one of our stars. But well done. Despite the struggle, you keep going, you keep plowing through the challenge, and you keep asking for support as well, which is what it's all about. And Mr. Hall says, and hits the nail on the head, it's about great efforts. It really, really is. Not whether you're being successful yet. It's about the effort, the motivation, and the dedication that goes into doing it. So well done, Lily. You join Jackson J, Lucas Mackay, Charlotte Willow, Brianna, and Emily so far as a star this week. 2 to go. Mrs. Frost has chosen a young lady who has completed every task she's ever set and has been making sure not only is she completing the tasks, but she's doing the right thing by not being afraid to ask questions, which shows a great attitude. It's almost exactly the same as Lily, isn't it? Completing absolutely everything and not being afraid to say, I don't understand. It's one of the best things that you can say. If you're really struggling, you need some help, just say, I don't understand. Please help me. And then it's our job then to do something about that. So very much of the same ilk as Lily Brooks. Mrs. Frost and Tim have chosen Brooke Talbot. Well done, Brooke. I've seen your name all this afternoon on the chat. You are a star this week, Brooke, for your fantastic learning, which has included not being afraid to ask us for help when you're struggling and you're being challenged. A huge congratulations to you. I hope that's a really nice surprise that you've been selected. Well done, Brooke. You are a star this week and every week. You're all stars every week, but in particular this week. 1 to go, and that is Mr. Watson's Year 6 class. We have a young man to finish off our awards who has shown fantastic effort with his Mount Everest non-chronological report. I wonder if any of you Year 6s who are in the same class as this young man picked this up as well. I wonder if you picked up that this young man has put a fantastic non-chronological report together. Have a little think while we get the drum roll. Well done to Kingsley. Well done, Kingsley. You are a star this week, just like Brooke, just like Lily, just like Jackson, Jay, Lucas, Mackay, Charlotte, Willow, Brianna, and Emily. Kingsley, you are a star of the week for your fantastic effort put into your Everest non-chronological report. And I'm laughing because I can see Kingsley type in the comments, yay, in big capital letters. Well done to you all, stars of the week and remarkable readers of the week. Give yourself a big round of applause and pat on the back. Congratulations. Absolutely fantastic. I love Friday afternoons. It's always the first thing that I look at on my calendar on a Friday, and I'm always counting down the hours until it gets to 2:30 and we can do this celebration. Well done, boys and girls, for being Star of the Week and for being a remarkable reader. And if you weren't one of those that received an award, well done to you because you're engaging as well. And we know that, and that's what I'm going to go on to next, because our engagement, I'm just going to get the sheet up, has been amazing yet again. In fact, in EYFS, we have 4% more engagement than we did last week. In phase 1, that's year 1 and 2, we have 11% more engagement than we did last week. In phase 2, you were always really, really strong. So you've been exactly the same, which is 83% for 3 weeks in a row now. But I haven't had a chance to add today's to it, so it might change. If it does, it might be 1% either way. But your engagement has been amazing. And in phase 3, year 1 and 2, you're the same. The last 2 weeks, just over 80% engagement. You have been incredible. Also, yours at the moment is the same. But as I say, once I check today's, it might go 1% either way. So engagement has been absolutely amazing. Now, there's no national average to compare it to because everyone does it different in many, many ways. But we know that we're at least 10% higher than we were in March. So well done to everyone. And please keep it going. In fact, as I mentioned before, I have something that might just give you a little bit of a push to keep it going. I've got a competition. I'm going to say that if from Monday until half term for now, if you engage with learning every single day that you can, and if you get poorly or if there's any really exceptional circumstance where you can't, then we will take that into consideration. Of course, anything that's out of your control, we will absolutely consider. But if you get involved with learning every single day from Monday till half term, which is 3 weeks, you will be put into the hat to win this. I don't know if you can see that, but this is a brand new 32 gig iPad 7th generation. So there isn't a newer iPad than this. There's a bigger one. There's an iPad Pro. This is a brand new, you can still see it's got the film on, a brand new iPad 7. If you continue engagement and if you engage every single day from Monday to half term, you will go into a draw and the person who comes out of that draw will win this iPad. Good luck, that's all I'm going to say. And hopefully, if you've been one who's maybe had a couple of slip-ups here and there, that just gives you a little bit of motivation to make sure that there are no more slip-ups. And let me just say, if you are poorly, genuinely poorly, or for whatever reason, now we've had some children moving house, and that's a really tricky day, then we will absolutely take that into consideration. So every day from Monday to half term, you could win this iPad and it's yours. It's not going to be on our school system. It's not going to have any of our learning apps on. It will be given to you like this and it will be yours to do whatever you want with. How amazing is that? Just a couple of messages before I go. Parents, from Monday, we will be going to the Eden Red voucher system for any of you who are on free school meals and not attending school. If you are attending school, then obviously the children will be fed. But if you are in need of vouchers, then please come and see us. Speak in particular to Miss Williams because there is lots of support that we can help you with. If you haven't received your vouchers, I know a few parents have sent us some messages today, please keep them coming in. We want to make sure that we're all ready to go next week. I know some of you have got packed lunches and vouchers this week. That's absolutely fine. I don't care about that at all. I just want to make sure that we're getting food to you, most importantly, to your children. So if you still haven't had vouchers and you think you should have, then get in touch with us and we'll see what we can do and we'll get you sorted. You might be really pleased to know that next week, our staff will start a 2 times a week testing program. So if you are, like many people are, still really worried about the situation, and we know that times are very challenging still at the moment, then hopefully that goes to put your mind at rest a little bit, knowing that the staff in school will be tested using the lateral flow testing devices, which the secondary schools have been using for a few weeks now. They will be tested twice a week. And obviously, if it tells them that they could have COVID in their system, we can send them home straight away to go and get a full, what's called PCR test. So it's not the same as the test that you get at the testing sites, but it does tell you whether you might have COVID, basically. And if that's the case, they can go straight away. And the whole point in the LFD testing is to pick up anyone who is asymptomatic. So that means they could have COVID, but they're not necessarily showing any symptoms. So it's just an extra layer of defense. It's an extra layer of safeguard and security for health and safety for us. Staff will be tested twice a week. They do it at home, so they're all getting ready for it. They've signed their papers and all of their consent and declaration forms, and we're all ready to get that started next week. Really excited about it, to be honest, because as I say, it gives us that extra level of security and also that peace of mind, you know, that we're being really safe and we're keeping, most importantly, you, each other, and of course the children safe. One final thing, I mentioned for the iPad competition that we will do that up to half term. That doesn't mean that I know for sure that we will be coming back to school after half term. The reality of the situation is that nobody knows at the moment. The government keep telling us that they're keeping their eyes on the situation. They're going to keep being led by the scientific advice and scientific advisors. And the minute that we know anything about school reopening, we of course will let you know. In fact, you'll probably, similar to school closures, if you're watching or reading at the time, you'll probably find out the same time as us. But if we get any information, then of course we will let you know. As it stands, the last thing we were told was that they were hoping to reopen after half term, and that was what Boris said when he closed schools on the 4th or the 5th of January. Okay, so that's it from me for this week. I'm going to finish by just mentioning this again. If you engage every single day, starting Monday and all the way up to February half term, your name will go into a hat and the winner will receive this iPad 7 to keep for themselves. Thank you again for everything that you're doing at home, all of the fantastic engagement, the amazing learning. Please do give us a shout if there's anything that we can help you with. But have an absolutely amazing weekend. Look after each other. Always choose kindness. And I'll see you again really, really soon. Bye for now, everyone.